Okay, welcome. This is the second part of How to Beat Maria, the Chess.com bot. This is going to be the second game, and if you want to skip right to it, the game begins at the 2-minute mark. But this introduction, and the first game we played was kind of a quick attack. We used Maria's own tactics against her. We went directly for her king and threatened him. This game is going to be a lot more typical of the way Maria plays. And I mean, I should just note that I recorded the games already and then I made these introductions later. So that's how I know how the game goes. I wouldn't know that otherwise. This game is a little bit more typical of the way Maria plays and the vulnerabilities she has. So just to review those briefly, if you didn't see the first video, she's hyper aggressive and she's looking to set up a quick kill, usually with her queen and another piece. That's what she's going to do here, and she's willing to sacrifice a lot to get that, and that's how we beat her, is by taking advantage of those sacrifices. And that's her weakness. She doesn't care about points, and you'll see that here. She's going to go down a lot of points very intentionally, because she doesn't care about the points. She's looking to set up the attack, and so by doing that she ends up way behind. And so after her attack fails, then she's really in a vulnerable position. So we'll get right to it. This is the second game, game 2. I'm going to be playing as black. But I don't really think it matters that much whether you're black or white against her, because once you start attacking her exposed pieces, chasing her queen, she loses tempo anyway, so it doesn't really matter all that much. But with that in mind, let's move on and get to the game. Okay, we're playing here again against Maria. I am black this time. Okay, pretty standard opening. Okay, apparently that is the Portuguese opening. I never knew that, but that's interesting. But you can see what she's trying to do. She's bringing that bishop out so it can hit that pawn that is protecting the king. Okay, so I'm going to try and drive it away. Okay, this is very interesting because obviously I'm going to take that bishop, and she knows that. That's very clear. But you can see she's not going to try and defend. She's going to sacrifice it, and she's not really even coming back with anything. She's a threat to take my pawn, but that's it. So this is Maria being kind of reckless. She's thinking about attacking, so she's willing to sacrifice a very easy piece here when she could defend very easily, because she's not interested in it. So if that's what she wants, all right, sure, we will take that, and now we're up by 3. Okay, now she's going to bring out the knight, and we can threaten that as well. Okay, that she's going to move. Okay, so now let's see what we want to do here. Okay, we're going to bring out our knight as well, develop these pieces a little bit. But you see, she's going right after the king. She's moving in here. Okay, she wants to get that spot, which is defended now, but if she can put a couple of attacks on it, that will be good. So we're going to bring I bring this bishop out to challenge her. We'll see if she takes the challenge. Okay, so she's putting a check. It's sort of a useless check because her piece is going to die and she's got no response, but she's just doing it to have a check so she can attack the king. So boom, she's now down by 6 points for nothing, really. Okay, and so now here, bringing the queen right in, and you can see what the queen is going for here. Very clearly, the queen is going for that f7 spot, which would be a check, and it's backed up by the knight, which is protecting f7. So if she's able to do this, if she had the next move, this would be checkmate, because she'd move that queen in, and I could not take it because the only piece that has the reach on f7 is my king, and she's blocking that. I mean, she's got that defended with the knight. So this is very, very classic Maria. This is exactly what she's trying to do. She's trying to put a very quick checkmate on me with 2 pieces You can see she was willing to lose 2 pieces to do it. I mean, she's down by 6, but she doesn't care because she's making this attack. Now, this would work. All right, I mean, this would work, except that you can see my queen, for one thing, is pointing right at her knight. So at the very least, I could take that out. But again, if this were her move, if she had the initiative now, she could checkmate me here, and there's nothing I could do about it. Of course, the point is, she doesn't. So she can't do that. So, I mean, we can actually block her a couple of different ways. And let's go with the easiest thing here. And this shows how quickly this attack will fall apart. Okay, I could move my king, but you know what? Actually, the simplest thing is to move this pawn here. It blocks the queen. It puts her, it's putting an attack on the queen. She's got to move out of the way. And now, okay, well, now she's aiming for this spot here. Now, if she were to take it, then we're going to have an exchange of queens. Okay, but instead we're going to chase off the knight as well, and so totally mess up this attack that she had. Okay, she's going to put the threat on the queen, but it's, I mean, it's not really much of a threat at all. So we could, boom, we take it out, and she just lost a 3rd piece. Now look at how far down she is. Okay, Maria is down 3 minor pieces. She's down 9 points worth of pieces, and she has taken nothing. And all of these were obvious. That knight, she put it right in the line of fire of that pawn, and obviously it was going to get killed for nothing. And so this is very typical Maria. She's doing everything to set up a quick checkmate, but she's leaving herself so vulnerable. And I mean, now she's really in a hole. If she can't get a quick checkmate, she's really in trouble at this point. And you see this queen is still there, but even this is vulnerable. I've got this wall of pawns. Even her queen is now on the defensive, so I'm going to use that to make her go on the run and make her lose tempo here. So let's do that. Again, she can't take, she's got to move. Okay. All right, so now we've neutralized that threat. She's really got nothing going. So now we can start to go after her. I'm going to start by bringing this knight out here. And again, this is typical Maria. As long as we're able to hold off her quick attack, she has sacrificed so much to get that one attack, and it failed. Okay, she's going to trade pawns. That's fine, because now that's actually better for me. I had 2 pawns doubled up. Now they're no longer doubled up. Okay, she wants to trade these 2. That's not a problem. I could take with the knight and threaten her again. That, yeah, right there. That would, that's not bad. Or by attacking with the pawn, I'm getting closer to driving this pawn up towards promotion, which I said is another thing she doesn't do well. Okay, so she's put me in check, but this is really a cheap check because look, I've got 3 pieces here that can block this thing. Okay, so that's, I mean, that move didn't do much for her. So let's use the bishop because he's not really defending anything at this point. Okay, so she brings in hers. See, she's trying to get as many attacks as she can. She could use that bishop to clear off my bishop. She wants to get a file going down the E rank with the rook and the queen and potentially her other work. She wants to get a file going down there, but she's just, yeah, right. She's just too far behind in material. I've got, okay, right now too many pieces covering that file. She's not going to be able to do it. But let her attack. Okay. Let's see. What do I want to do? Okay, I'm going to castle out of here. And this is a good thing to do with Maria, is to wait to castle is not a bad idea. And the reason is, normally you castle as early as you can. But the thing with Maria, because we know she's going to try and attack this king on the back rank, if I leave him in the middle for as long as I can, let her set up that attack. You can see she was going for the attack with the knight and the queen. She sacrificed a lot to do that. Now we're going to castle him out of there. If she wants to attack again, now she's got to set up another attack going into the corner, going into the H corner over there. So by doing that, because she likes to attack the king, she's very comfortable attacking into a corner. She's very comfortable going after a castled king. But if you hold off on the castling, you force her to set up her attack, then move him. She's got to set up the attack again, and hopefully, like here, she has wasted a lot of pieces in the process. And we're going to get our rook on this file. Get as much as we can, as much firepower. Okay. All right, so she's coming for the knight. I'm going to threaten here. She's probably going to take him. Oh, okay, no. She comes down with the rook. So I've got a couple of options. I'm going to hit with my rook. Okay, now, ooh, she's got me. She's got a skewer on my rook and the queen, so I can't go up here. But what I can do to get out of this situation, which I shouldn't have gotten into, but her queen is still vulnerable. So what I'm going to do is chase her queen and use that to my advantage. Let's see how I'm going to do that. All right, so yeah, right here. This is my best shot. You can see my knight can jump. My knight is in range to put a threat on the queen, and if she takes him out with the bishop, then it's a trade. So, okay, no, she's moving here again. Okay, she's going again for a check. So she's putting a check on my king, but he's got plenty of room to move. I could block with this. I will. If she comes for that bishop, then the rook kills her. And that way, if she tries to go for my rook, the rook on e7, then I go up and take her queen. So either way, she comes out behind in this. All right, she's just going to snag a pawn and put an attack on my rook, which is not. This is not a problem at this point. I mean, you can see we've just got way too much guarding this file here, and she just doesn't have enough. I mean, we're far enough ahead. A queen trade would be good, but you know what else we can do? That bishop is stuck, so let's threaten the bishop. Okay, so she's going to trade. She's going to go take my knight, which she is welcome to do because we got enough of a lead. I'm just vacillating Shweya on this. Yeah, I'll tell you what, that's the best thing. Again, let's chase her queen. She's aggressive, bringing the queen out. We're going to chase the queen. Okay, okay, she's going to trade. So she's just coming right out for a queen trade, which at this point, that's basically sealing her. I mean, she gave away about the last thing she's got left. She's got a rook up in the corner. That's about it. Okay, so, I mean, she knows this game is done. All right, so now it's just a question of now going after her. And we're being patient. There's another thing. I mean, Maria is also pretty bad with promoting the pawns. And maybe see if we can get this guy on the D rank promoted just to show that. Okay, she's going to take my pawn. All right, we're going to bring him up. Now, of course, she will probably... No, see, she doesn't do it. Okay, so now I'm going to bring this pawn up here. And again, as I say, it's dangerous. So she's going to sacrifice a bishop for that pawn that she didn't take out earlier. And I mean, now she's really got nothing. This is two rooks and a bishop up against a rook in her king is really pinned in here. Now our biggest concern is we want to make sure not to stalemate her, which is a problem with the rooks. So let's take this guy out here. Okay, because I want to use this bishop to guard this space, which is where, okay, she's going to threaten my bishop. That's not a problem. I mean, I could let her have it. She's going to move her king. Okay, obviously she has to. He was in check, so you know what? All I got to do is move the pawn. And that bishop, I mean, if she takes the bishop at this point, it doesn't matter, but I kind of don't want her to. So yeah, let's move this pawn. Okay, so now the bishop is safe, and okay, again, she's putting a check, which is, again, she's thinking offense, offense, offense. Okay. And she just threw away her last remaining piece. Okay, so by throwing away this rook, she's really got nothing. So now this is just a matter of endgame. Okay, so again, we want to be very sure not to stalemate her. This is our biggest risk. Okay, she's going to move that pawn down. That is no problem. We can stop that. The biggest thing we don't want her is to get stuck in that H2 spot. Not able to move. So let's clear these guys out of the way. Yeah. Boom. So these rooks will have plenty of room to move. Oh, okay, she's moving closer. All right, so now what we can do, boom, we could put her in check right there. Okay, this is great. This is great. Because she can't take the rook, she can't take that pawn. She could take the pawn on g6, so I move him up. Now she can't take any of these pieces. Okay, I want to be careful not to stalemate her. She's still got pawns that can move, so that's not a danger. The king cannot move, and the king is not in check, but she has legal moves, so stalemate's not a danger here. We can do that. Okay, so now she can't take. Okay, boom. She moves there. Now by doing that, boom. Yeah, we take that pawn out. We're gonna get a trade. Okay. Because my pawn is now blocking both of, yeah, it's blocking, she can't go to either f5 or h5. My pawn is blocking, she can't take the pawn, she can't take the rook. There is one square to which the king can go. So I'm going to get out of there. Let her go to that one square. Okay, boom. Okay, now we're going to block off this rank. And we're gonna do the walk up. Actually, I didn't need that move, but the key thing. Okay, move him up. That blocks off the fourth rank. Okay, now she's got no pawn to hide behind, and we can just do the walk up on her. Okay, good. Yeah. Okay. I just need to. Yeah, because she can't go down because of the pawn. The pawn's got her blocked. So all I got to do is 1, 2 moves. Okay, 1 here. She has to move up to the second rank. Boom. Okay, now we cut off the second rank. And let's give ourselves some room so she doesn't diagonal. Okay, good. Boom. Cut off the second rank. She goes to the first, and we checkmate. Okay, so that's it. Another checkmate on Maria. And let's see what the analysis says. I think it will show that she was losing that game from the beginning. I mean, she was sacrificing pieces like crazy right from the get-go. So, I mean, I think that's going to show. Let's take a look at the report. Yeah, I mean, boom, you can see that it was solid black right from the opening move. So she was behind right from the beginning. And again, her accuracy better this time, 50%, because she lasted longer. But still pretty, it's still much lower. And I mean, obviously, we don't need to point out the mistakes. They were quite obvious. She clearly, obviously sacrificed pieces that could have easily been saved, and she was doing to set up that big queen attack that she set up, and that didn't work. So this is pretty typical Maria, I would say. And so that's kind of what you need to do with her. Okay, so that was defeating Maria the chessbot. I hope that was of some use to you. And now we'll look at some other bots that may be troublesome and how to go about defeating them. But just like with Maria, it's a question of getting to know her strengths and weaknesses, what their peculiarities are, and using those against them. So, thank you very much. We hope to see you in the future.